Today I'm going to be talking about flirting in your marriage, more specifically how I flirt in my marriage. So if that interests you and you want some suggestions, keep on watching. My name is Janna Denton-Howes and I am a marriage coach and creator of two programs, 30 Days to Wanting It More and the Marriage Mastery Club. All right. Let's talk about flirting, shall we? Now, this actually came up as a topic in the Facebook group associated with 30 Days to Wanting It More. And I thought it was such a great question that I thought, why not make a whole video about it? Whether this person wanted me to do that or not, I don't know, but why not? So the idea of flirting in your relationship is kind of it's a popular topic in the marriage education sphere. Keep your marriage alive, flirt in your relationship, and that's really important. And I've always felt a little uncomfortable with it, and I never really knew why until I got this question. I dug a little deeper into my thoughts around flirting. And I think why I feel uncomfortable about it is because flirting, once I kind of went and looked at the dictionary definition, is a form of attracting a mate. So it really is characteristic in the early stages of a relationship. Probably even before you really get involved in a relationship with that person. So this is what Psychology Today talks about the flirting. They say flirting is a time-honored way of signaling interest and attraction, to say nothing of mutual awareness. It's a kind of silent language spoken by men and women around the world. The ways people communicate interest are so deeply rooted in human nature that the signals are automatically understood by all. Flirting is part of the behavioral repertoire we come equipped with to meet nature's most basic command: find a good mate and multiply. That's hilarious. So flirting is actually is meant for a specific time of your relationship. And I think what I'm uncomfortable with when it comes to flirting is that it's almost like saying having a mature relationship, being in that really more steady, consistent marriage is kind of boring, and that we should always get back to the good old days when things were kind of exciting and new and all those romantic hormones were rushing through our bodies. And I guess that's what makes me feel uncomfortable about it, but it doesn't mean that you can't continue to say to your partner, I choose you. So I would like a new term to describe that kind of thing in a mature relationship, and I don't have one. So I'm going to continue to use the word flirting, but just know that it's a much different thing from when you were in that romantic phase and it was all about attraction, the little looks, the eye contact, the way you cross your legs, towards that person. I mean, there's whole books written about the art of flirting. And in a mature marriage, maybe you're 2, you're 7 or 20 years into it, it's about saying every day to your partner, I choose you, I see you, and I'm not taking you for granted. Furthermore, I see you as a person that's separate from me, as an individual out in the world, and I see that maybe other people are attracted to you or that other people admire you, and I am going to admire you too. So with that said, let's move on to what I do in my marriage, because rather than giving you all these like to-dos and 3-step processes, I think that's kind of more exciting and interesting. So the number one rule of flirting, I think, in a marriage is that everyone gets what they feel comfortable with. So for example, I don't really like comments about my body. I don't really like being called sexy or even beautiful. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I'm being objectified, which I'm very sensitive to because of the culture we live in. But my husband doesn't mind that. Actually, he really enjoys it. So I think it's really, really important that no matter if you're giving or receiving, that you're comfortable with both. You're comfortable with the giving part and you're comfortable with the receiving part. So the way I flirt with my husband is it's very stereotypical. Most men, check with your husband, but most men really like to be desired and admired. And so I call him sexy, hot. I comment on what he's wearing. If I like it, I'll give him like little gropes and slaps and pinches. and so really it's about like commenting on his appearance and saying that I'm really enjoying the beauty that God has created in him. And then also just kind of quickly touching him in areas that I know he really enjoys. So mine is, yeah, that's what I do with my husband, and it's really fun and playful and goofy. What he does on the flip side is pretend that he doesn't care. So that even kind of creates that more tension so that I can feel like I can almost run after him. And that's just the dynamic we need in our relationship for me to feel comfortable and to do that more. And he wants me to do that more. And it kind of becomes a game. Like I'll say something like, oh, you know, your butt looks great in those pants. And then he'll just kind of be really silent or like look away, and then it's just really, really fun. So we do that pretty much on a daily basis. The way my husband flirts with me is a little bit more subtle because I've already mentioned I don't really like all those overt kind of flirty things that I like to do to him, and he really, really enjoys. But he'll send me things like, oh, I should have gotten this ready. But he'll send me things like goofy little texts, like, for example, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, probably not. He sent me this really goofy text yesterday, and it's just him in his office with a funny face, and he wrote, "This is how intensely I love you." And I think that's really, really sweet, and I love it when he does that. So texting is like the best way to flirt, I think, with your spouse. What else do? I had to make notes because I was going to forget. I also really enjoy it when he will comment on certain things about my appearance. Like, for example, sometimes he'll say, "Oh, I really love your makeup today." And there's something about that where he's basically saying, like, I really see your effort, and I don't see it as like, oh, too girly or too frivolous. I actually really enjoy it. And, thanks for, I don't know, like taking a moment. I always put on makeup for video, so you guys always see me with makeup on, but I don't always in real life, or this is real life, but you know what I'm saying, when I'm going about my day folding laundry and stuff. And so, yeah, I really like it when he says that. And I feel like he is saying, I choose you, I see you, and I am attracted to you. I also like when he comments on my clothes, oh, those pants look great on you, or that, he commented before, like, oh, this shirt is really cute. He calls me my farmer shirt, which I think is really adorable. So I would really love to know how you flirt in your marriage. Comment below and let us know wherever you're watching this, on Facebook or my blog or YouTube. There's so many places. And we would, it'd be really cool to kind of get some ideas. Again, we need a new name for this because flirting really is about, the attraction part. We've already attracted our mate. They've already said, yes, I'm committed to you. You are the one I want. And potentially, as Psychology Today says, find a good mate and multiply. So maybe they have already said, like, yes, I would like to multiply with you, or maybe you've already multiplied. Maybe you're practicing multiplying all the time. Well, that's fantastic. So yeah, I had a good question now. I completely forgot about it because I was making that ridiculous joke about multiplying. So yes, we need a new name. What can we call it? And that kind of encapsulates saying, I choose you, I want you, and I see you in the world. So if you have a good idea, let me know. Send me an email, and I'll talk to you guys later.